Hi, my name is Brent. I would like to introduce a project I'm working on called There From Here. It is partly for my master's program at the London School of Economics, but it goes beyond that. I will be traveling to more than 15 countries all across Europe and conducting research by talking to diverse groups of people, young, old, French, German, Turkish, Polish, all as Europeans. The following topics will guide our discussions. First, physical and mental mobilities in the age of the internet and European free movement rights, including what happens when you cross a border in space and in thought, what it means to be home, and what it means to be abroad. Second, the different layers of belonging or allegiance that every individual carries with them and subconsciously employs in different contexts every day. And finally, the difference between what constitutes here and what constitutes there, as well as the imaginary line that divides the two, separating that which is familiar from that which is unfamiliar. Ours is the most mobile generation in history. We are able to travel more often and more quickly than ever before. But even this pales in comparison to the mobility of information. Knowledge and communication can spread to the most remote corners of our world instantaneously. All of this is still quite new to us, and we can't possibly articulate its consequences yet, but it's an exciting time. In all of these areas, Europe is by far the most interconnected region on Earth. Some of this is due to the natural course of history, and some of it is the result of more recent direct interventions, such as the Schengen Agreement. This makes it an ideal case study for the questions I mentioned. It might offer a glimpse of the effects of such mobility in a broader global context. Do mobile, adaptable people belong everywhere they go? Or is there nowhere they truly belong? Through all of their comings and goings, how have Europeans been transformed? This year is an interesting one in Europe for a few reasons. First of all, 100 years ago, Franz Ferdinand was shot in Sarajevo, marking the beginning of the most destructive era of conflict in human history. In the aftermath of the two world wars, the foundations were laid for today's European Union. This year is also a pivotal one for the EU, as it will see a dramatic changing of the guard, with a newly elected parliament in May and a new European Commission beginning work in November, amidst growing Euro pessimism in the wake of the Eurozone crisis. In short, the next few decades in Europe may take their cue from what happens this year, just as much of the 20th century did from the events of 1914. I will be visiting universities, libraries, old age homes, cultural centers, and more. I'm sure I will even get a few conversations going on the train as I make my way around the continent. Speaking of trains, this trip will be made possible using a rail pass valid for 22 days for almost every European country. In order to visit all the cities I intend to, I will be moving quite quickly between them, often spending the night on the rails. At the end of the journey, I hope to have plenty of interview data to sort through, transcribe, and translate. Then I will get to work writing my dissertation. This is ambitious, I know, but that's what makes it so exciting. If you are interested in learning more or would like to get involved, please contact me by email at b.r.gaynor@lse.ac.uk or contact me on Facebook or via the contact form on my website, for which the URL is given here. Thanks.